first I want to talk about this Gerard the Completionist update.
Oh, yeah.
This was a big story for a couple weeks. And Ray, you are not familiar with this story.
I'm becoming familiar with the story.
Okay, well, let me give you a quick TLDR. This is a YouTuber named Gerard the Completionist. He had founded this thing called the Open Hand Foundation in 2014, and it was to fund dementia research.
Okay.
Right. And it was to honor his mother. He ran annual events called Indie Lands, and he generated hundreds of thousands of dollars for this.
Good for him. Right.
It was great. Now, then a couple of YouTubers, Carl Jobst and Mudahar from Some Ordinary Gamers. Am I saying Carl Jobst or Jobs? Is it Jobs?
I think it's Jobs, but
okay.
do you know?
Carl
I
Jobs?
think it's Jobs.
Yeah.
Well, Carl,
Sounds like
Carl,
those people.
Carl and Mudahar revealed that IRS filings showing the foundation raised $655,000 over 9 years, but donated zero of it to charity. Right. So you're saying they're doing this charity stream, $0 of it went to the charity. So there was a lot of pushback on this. Gerard ended up resigning from the board. He ended Indie Land's charity aspect, and more or less fired and had to let go of his entire team of like 12 people, right? So pretty much ruined his career really quick.
Yep.
And it was a big story for probably a couple weeks, ongoing thing. Gerard was a big YouTuber, 1.6 million subscribers at the time. And
I have a quick question on
Yes.
that. Did he ever make around that time? Did he ever make a video apology or explaining the situation? That I'm not familiar with.
Yes, he did do a video.
Okay.
But it was very broad. It was a very broad video, and there's
It was
a lot
almost
of
like
things.
political, like a nothing statement, basically.
Yes, there were a lot of things that people wanted to talk about, but he apparently could not talk about.
Okay.
Right. So he came out and he put this tweet out yesterday saying, hey, everyone, it's been a long time. I know you have lots of questions. I don't want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry for everything that happened 2 years ago. I hope they can finally, I can finally clear up any questions that you might have and earn back your trust. Link is below. Now, this is a
Such
40
a weird tweet, man.
Yeah, that's why I'm laughing.
It's
It's
so
like,
weird.
I'm sorry for 2 years ago.
I do like that as a completionist, he didn't complete his job of doing
No.
the charity event.
I really like how he films this in front of
Potentially.
his bed.
Yeah. Look, so I've known Gerard for a long time. I met him many years ago, and it's not like we've been BFFs or anything. It's like work acquaintances, and he's always been legitimately like a nice guy. And I said this back then. So when all these things came out, it is what it is. I was kind of shocked to see it.
Yeah.
I said we were not like BFFs, just acquaintances, and he did content creation. I think we may have shot some stuff together sometime. I don't know. I worked with a lot of people over my career. But to see him kind of come out and he tried to lay things out. And this is a 45-minute video.
Oh,
right.
wow.
Now, this is a very long video, which we are not going to watch, but I did watch the entire thing last night in 2x speed. And
22.5 minutes.
he does do his best to take accountability, and he actually digs in a little bit on Mudahar and Carl in a couple sections here, and he talks about their false claims and conspiracy theories and how he felt threatened and people were coming after him and all this stuff. And I wanted to play just the beginning of this little bit of taking responsibility in the beginning, and then also just the full wrap up. And that should give you a pretty good idea of where things are at here. Okay, so let's go play this just as a update.
However, even if we never broke the law, serious moral mistakes were still made by myself and the foundation.
Which is always a tough thing to start when you say, we may not have broke the law. But anyway, so continue.
The open hand took far too long to donate. We never explained why it took so long until after everyone called us out. And I lied about this for all of Indie Land's years, both knowingly in 2023 and unknowingly in all the years before. But it doesn't matter what kind of explanation either I or anyone else involved might provide. This happened, and rightfully so, it pissed off everyone.
Hold
To
on.
my viewers-
What's this thing happened? Because like what I just heard him say was it took too long for us to turn these donations over.
So the long and short of it is, from what I gathered in this, was apparently in the world of charity, if you're not donating like tens of millions or millions of dollars, like seven figures, they don't have they're not going to like go in and itemize what the amount of charity was for, right? His thing was, if you're going to donate I want to make sure it goes to the research, because a lot of times you donate and it goes to admin fees and stuff like that.
Like you're helping the fight, but like, are you helping the thing that you want to help?
Right. You're paying the CEO salary, things like that. And I actually think that's a very admirable thing, right? If you're going to donate money, you want it to go to the research and not to a generic thing. So from what I gathered out of this was they didn't donate the money because when they originally were reached out to the charities, they're like, look, it's really not that much in the grand scheme of things. It's like pocket change, like $100,000 here, $100,000 here.
Yeah.
And they wanted to more or less compile it so then they can get an itemized receipt of where the money was donated.
Okay.
That is his logic here, right?
Is that the truth?
I don't know. That's his truth. That's what he's saying happened. So if that's the case, all right, I guess. I understand it's admirable, right? But as always, there's one person's side, there's the other person's side, then there's somewhere the truth is somewhere in the middle, right? I don't know. And I don't think we will know.
Like I can just say real fast, the way you explained it, I would still give to your charity. If you said to me, look, heads up, we're holding the money for a lump sum. Here's what we have so far, and that's why we're taking so long. I would donate to.
Right.
I wouldn't feel cheated or scammed out. So it is a weird thing that they didn't go that route.
But they didn't mention it at all.
No, I know. I'm
I'm
saying if you had just pitched that to me, I would still be donating to. Like all he had to do to get my money is just be honest and say, this is what we're trying to do. We're going to lump sum it. I haven't given anything just yet. I'm going to, okay, I get you. I'll still donate.
Yeah, but I mean, like the reality of it is YouTubers and streamers that are doing fundraising, like they wear that like a badge of honor. Like, so what's weird to me is that 2 years ago when questions started or accusations were made, why didn't you say this 2 years ago and say, we're working with these charities and we're going to hold these funds, but guess what, guys? We have a new goal, subathon. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like that's the culture. So like the fact that like it's, I know I'm new to this, but like I'm like, this is weird. Like,
well,
yeah, I agree. It's weird.
I think a lot of people have been turned off by the charity aspect of seeing how charities actually use their money.
Yeah.
In the gaming space, there's been a lot of scandals associated with the game.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you this right now. We have a subathon coming up. That's literally, we're planning this while we're in Florida, right? This is what we're doing. The subathon's coming up in October. It's going to be October 20th. It's going to be an entire week. I'm just giving you a heads up right now. Okay. It's our first ever subathon. There will be zero charity aspect to it, right? Like we're not interested in that because there's too many, it's too messy.
Yeah.
Right. If there was a charity aspect of it, people start digging and stuff. No, the subathon aspect of it will be, it's strictly about changing culture. And we're going to talk about that much more as we get closer to the event. So just a heads up when you guys go, well, why is there no charitable aspect of it? This is why, right? Instances like this is why. Congratulations, they fucked it up for everybody. And I don't want to have to deal with it. So anyways, he continues here, and there's a big point where he kind of takes responsibility for this. He's like, yeah, I should have been more transparent. As he should have, and his the response to this down in the comments has been pretty warm, I would say. A lot of comments, kind of taking shots at Mudahar as well. He completed the apology and such, right? But what about Carl? Carl responded, said, the recent Gerard video is unfortunately full of lies again. My next video will be a response. After experiencing my own public backlash, I sympathize with what he went through. It truly wasn't pleasant. His persistent dishonesty is really baffling, though. Now, keep in mind, Carl just went through a lawsuit with Billy Mitchell.
Billy Mitchell.
Do you know Billy Mitchell? Do you know Billy Mitchell, the King of Kong, the classic Donkey Kong player?
Okay.
So I know we're getting into internet beef drama here, but there was actually a lawsuit between Carl here and Billy Mitchell, where Billy sued Carl because Billy
defamation. I think
it was a defamation lawsuit, and Carl lost to Billy Mitchell, and so Carl, who was digging in on Gerard over here, also was digging in on Billy and got a slap on the wrist for it. Got a judgment against it. Carl continued, says, I have made plenty of mistakes. There are plenty of things to criticize me for, and I will attempt to own them as much as possible. But for some reason, he felt compelled to straight up lie about the things that are easily disproved. To which Billy Mitchell promptly ratioed him, putting a hot sauce promo down below. Carl
Bro.
lost for 10% off at Billy Mitchell's rickysauce.com right there. So
Nice.
living forever in his head right here. So
Rent free.
Billy also thanked the completionist for helping Carl generate funds for his creditors because Carl owes Billy a bunch of money. So that's really nice. So
Love it.
yeah, this is such an interesting saga
Petty
here.
shit. I love it.
Yeah, it's petty. It's nonsense right here. But so yes, we will keep you guys updated on all this. Well, actually, no, I think that's probably the end of it. I guess unless Carl comes out with another scathing video about the completionist here. So
I just still don't. I don't know, man. I don't get it. Like, okay, so we took in $100,000. 6 months later, we gave that $100,000 to Charity A, or like,
well, 6 years.
Great,
Yeah.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like,
I find it weird. Yeah,
it's weird.
Craig, you watched the whole video. What was your takeaway? Where do you fall on this after watching the whole thing?
I think that in Gerard's mind, he did nothing wrong. Well, no, I think in Gerard's mind, he did something wrong that was justified.
Okay.
Right. And I think that Carl he will find blood, and if he smells blood, he will attack. And Carl has a damaged reputation right now after his lawsuit with Billy Mitchell. So you're right. I think this is petty bullshit, internet beef, but it's I wanted to follow up on it because we've talked about it at length for several weeks. Because
I'm intrigued now. I mean, and to me again, I have the questions like why? Like, if this thing's been gone for 2 years, like why is he making an apology now? Like, and why is the apology to me so half baked? Like, that's what's weird to me. That apology is like, I'm sorry that you were upset at me. Like, that's what I just heard.
There's a little bit of that, yeah. But I would say there was a little bit of, I'm sorry I wasn't totally honest with you when I should have been, and I think that's probably the right response, we talk about people trying to own it, and I think that he tried to own it, but ultimately his career, his business were ruined over the course of 2 weeks because of this, and honestly, probably rightfully so. That's a pretty big mess up. But it really talks about how fleeting this whole thing is, working on the internet, how quickly things can change. Man. Yeah. Do you have common sense? You do? Oh, good. Well, you should probably watch this video here then.